TFH. It's January 30th, 2023, and I think we're feeling good. Um, I just jumped out of having a cold shower because it's damn hot today, and that makes me feel real good. Speaking of having a cold shower, I have been to the cold plunge pool twice this week, and this was the first time in which I actually got in the cold pool and then got out and sat there and really just felt my body pumping the blood around. It was quite a surreal feeling, actually. You can kind of, it's like, when your heart beats really hard, really fast, and you kind of feel nervous. It was kind of like that, but feeling in a good way. Yeah, I guess that's why they say that, having the cold water and the hot, and then going between the two, you get a real, it's real good for your body. I'd have to second that. Agree. Yeah, so that's been nice. Also went for a swim today in the ocean. It was actually pretty chilly today. Not quite as cold as the 6 or 7 degree plunge pool, but it was pretty crisp. And even though it was hot out, yeah, the ocean was nice. So that's good. And I guess you guys want a garage update. It's coming along. As you can see here, what I've done is I have painted some of the cross beams. So my plan was to actually ply in between the beams, and I was just going to paint the beams black to kind of match the cabinetry in the back. But upon actually painting them, I reckon it looks pretty good. So I think what I might do and save myself some money is not ply in between the beams and just have the beams painted black, and then that kind of matches the building paper that's under the corrugated iron on the roof, and it ties in really nicely with the cabinetry in the back. So pretty happy about that. I also did some more wiring and wired in some power points. One by the garage door, so if I need to do something outside, I can easily get access to it. And one along by the window there. So that's all good. Just need to hook up the lights, which I've run most of the wires for. Just need to find the positioning of those and then bolt them up, and hopefully I'll have that done next week. Be able to give you an update on that, so that should be good. And then it's just kind of finalising, getting a few more storage units, maybe another bench, and then the fun part was in, because I don't really have that many, and heaps of them are crap. And then, yeah, so, and then we can actually start making some progress, and I'll hopefully be able to give you guys some updates about some cooler shit, garage renovation. So, yeah. Also, I guess you want to have a look at the Lego update. So here, just got a little live view of one of the seating areas that I've got in the build. So here you can see I'm actually going to do like a wooden plank floor that there is going to be in this certain area. That's going to raise it up a couple of notches, and then these seats are going to go on top of that floor. And then you can see that we've got a couple of little tables there. That one's got some French fries on there, and also a couple of little lights on the brick wall there. So this is just one of the seating areas here that I'm working on. So hopefully I've got enough floorboards to do that whole area and make up some more of these seats, and then that area will be looking pretty hot. And actually on the other side, on the left there, that's the window out to the main street. So yeah, pretty good. Still a lot to do. We're actually away this week, going down to Wanaka for a celebration with some friends. So we're going down for like 4 days. So that's going to take a little bit of time away. However, I might be able to take you guys along and show you a little bit of our journey. Taking the whole family down, so that should be interesting. There's 6 of us. So we've got a minivan, so we're going to be cruising around. Should be pretty fun. Be nice to spend some time with them. I guess we're already into a month of the 52 weeks, 4 out of them, and I feel like I haven't necessarily, there's been progress in certain parts, but nothing, no real good momentum. But I guess you look at that and you got to think about maybe it's more of like the snowball analogy, where momentum builds over time, and which I would have to agree with. Nothing's going to happen just overnight. It's something that you got to work on and build, and have systems in place, and processes, and the classic trust the process. So yeah, that kind of actually brings me on to the next segment that everyone loves, is the book segment. So this week we are currently on How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win, by Scott Adams. So I don't know if you guys know who Scott Adams is. He's actually a cartoonist, and he's written this book, kind of the story of my life, as it's titled. And I'm only a little bit through it, but I'm kind of enjoying it. He's got quite an interesting take on the world, and in his view, it's good. And I just want to read a little excerpt of this chapter here. Chapter 9, Deciding versus Wanting. Actually, it's only one page, so I'm actually just going to read the whole page to you, and you guys can interpret it. But I do think it's kind of relevant to the snowball effect, as I just mentioned. Okay. This is Scott Adams, Deciding versus Wanting. One of the best pieces of advice I've ever heard goes something like this. If you want success, figure out the price, then pay it. It sounds trivial and obvious, but if you unpack the idea, it has extraordinary power. I know a lot of people who wish they were rich or famous and otherwise fabulous. They wish they had yachts. I kind of wish that. And servants don't wish that. And castles wish that. And they wish they could travel the world in their own private jet. Who doesn't? But these are mere wishes. Few of these wishful people have decided to have any of these things they wish for. It's a key difference. For once you decide, you take action. Wishing starts in the mind and generally stays there. When you decide to be successful in a big way, it means you acknowledge the price and you're willing to pay it. The price might be sacrificing your personal life to get good grades in school, pursuing a college major that is deadly boring but lucrative, putting off having kids, missing time with your family, or taking business risks that put you in jeopardy for embarrassment, divorce, or bankruptcy. Successful people don't wish for success. They decide to pursue it. And to pursue it effectively, they need a system. Success has a price, but the reality is that the price is negotiable. If you pick the right system, the price will be a lot nearer what you're willing to pay. I can't change the fact that success requires a lot of work, but if you learn to appreciate the power of systems over goals, it might lower the piece of success just enough to make it worth a go. I feel like I touched on that previously, the having systems rather than goals. Work on, so to speak. If you can have a system and put it in play and just continuously and stick to it, then that there's going to have a lot more, a better outcome than just having a goal and trying to get that goal. Because once you get that goal, you kind of hit it, and then you're like, oh, now what do I do? You're kind of back to square one. It's like the age-old saying, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. You have a great time on the trip, but then once you get there, it's over, and you're having a system, not aiming for the goal, and just keeping the system in play. And if you keep that system in play and keep working it, then in the end you will achieve what you're after, be it that goal, which we're not trying to focus on, but it will just be that life that you want. So it's like saying, I want to have $1 million. or that's the goal, but actually it's more about working towards that and being like, okay, I'm going to have a job, start a business, and work towards saving the money. That system there, the job, the goal, the business, is going to be getting you to that end goal of $1 million a lot faster than just being like, I've got the goal of $1 million. So yeah, trust the system, so trust the process. Okay, so I guess we need to like have some work on ourselves really. Apart from finishing the garage that we keep coming back to, but yeah, I'll have a think about that. Maybe next week that's something I can talk about and see what we can get out of these 52 weeks and see what we can come up with at the end. Some systems in play, which would be quite interesting. I guess we'd just quickly touch on what they could be. As I've said from the start, I kind of want to be able to create something. I want to be able to show something for my time. So far, 4 weeks, we're getting the bare bones of somewhere where we can create stuff. So I guess that's good. I do say I have to be say I'm being proud of my partner. We're going away for this celebration this weekend, and she's made herself a dress, which is pretty cool. So that's awesome. So yeah, I guess I need to be onto the making buzz as well. Yeah. Okay. I want to say thank you. Slowly getting there. January's done. God, time goes fast, doesn't it? It will be next week before we know it. And another one view. Sure. Smoky Joe. Okay, sweet. So, yeah, that's me. I'm up here in an attic. Was meant to be high in an attic, but you know how it goes. Thanks for coming along. Until next week.